This week in Destiny, we're feeling festive. It's that time of the year again, and the dawning is right around the corner. So pull out those oven mitts, prep the oven, and get ready to bake the tastiest treats. Guardians, let's jump into it. Topics for this week: the Dawning Preview, show us your baking skill, Season of the Wish updates, Fireteam Finder beta is live, and Warlord Ruins Bungie rewards. Starting with the Dawning Preview, the Dawning is back. Gather ingredients, bake some cookies with the holiday oven, and gift them to your favorite characters for sweet rewards. Eva Levante is waiting in the tower for you. Here are the key things you need to know about during the event. Baking cookies. Gather ingredients and Dawning essence by defeating enemies and completing various activities and bounties. Once you have enough ingredients, you can combine them in Eva's Holiday Oven 2.1 to create yummy treats like Gerhaler Doodles, classic butter cookies, and more. Eva's Holiday Oven 2.1 can be located in your quest tabs and is acquired from Eva Levante. You can gift these treats to characters across the system in exchange for rewards. Upgrades. Purchase a variety of upgrades using Dawning Spirit, which you can get by completing event card challenges, activating boons of friendship, and delivering baked treats. Upgrades will last for the duration of the event and provide bonus event rewards, the ability to earn Dawning weapons with additional perks from Eva, increased power and utility for your stasis snowballs, and weapon focusing that allows for targeted weapon drops. And speaking of stasis snowballs, this year we updated the way snowballs are spawned. Elimination using Dawning weapons or abilities will create a snowball spawn point where an enemy was defeated. A new Dawning Memento. We also have a new Memento this year, the Dawning Memento. Pick up the Winter Night quest from Eva Levante for your chance to earn the Dawning Memento reward. Additional mementos can be acquired by opening a gift in return once the first memento is required. A new Dawning weapon, Albedo Wing. In addition, we have a new glaive this year, the Albedo Wing. You can acquire this weapon from event challenges, weapon focusing, or festive engrams, which can be purchased using a gift in return and Dawning Spirit. This is Destiny's second hard-hitting aggressive glaive that can roll some new perks from this season. One includes the very new, very cool Beacon Rounds perk, which is otherwise only found on rocket-assisted sidearms. Dawning weapon perks. Included below is a roundup of the notable weapon perks that appear on this year's Dawning weapons. We've updated all the existing Dawning weapons with new perks too. Deconstruct. Dealing sustained damage grants bonus damage against vehicles and constructs and partially refills the magazine. Damage with primary ammo or against constructs provide additional progress. Constructs include barricades, turrets, stasis crystals, and other objects created in the field. This perk description states that it partially refills the magazine, but we'd like to clarify that this pulls ammo from thin air, not reserves. That's pretty cool. With this perk and the Sundering, I believe they're trying to focus us towards the stasis subjugators, which I know a lot of people are like, oh, that perk is useless. It's useless now. When Final Shape comes along and we have the subjugators, I think it's going to be a little more important. Attrition Orbs. Dealing sustained damage creates an orb of power. Cold Steel. Powered sword hits slow targets. Beacon Rounds. Final blows with this weapon grant your projectiles tracking. Dealing further damage extends the duration. And Dawning Surprise, which is the origin trait. Rapidly defeating targets rewards a Dawning gift. Defeating powerful targets counts as more than one. Keep an eye out for Zephyr, the only stasis sword for now, with the Cold Steel trait. Also, note that the damage bonus from Deconstruct stacks with the Hake Breach armaments origin traits that you can select on Albedo Wing. This alongside the Dawning Surprise origin trait that appears on all the Dawning weapons. The Great Dawning Bake Off. This year, we want to do something extra special outside of the game. Welcome to the Great Dawning Bake Off. We want Guardians everywhere to make their best desserts and share them with the community through pictures and videos so the spirit of the Dawning reaches every corner of the world. You can go all in and make your own version of the Dawning cookies with a little help from Abuelita Avalevente, or you can try something different. A Vex Tres Leches cake, some tasty scones inspired by the Scorn, Gingerbread Cabal, a dessert that's unique to the region you live in as long as you take inspiration from the Dawning, Season of the Wish, or Destiny 2, we'll love it. Blow our minds with your culinary skills. There's only 1 week to make your best dessert starting today. The winners will be chosen among those who submit their entries using the hashtag DawningBakeOff hashtag. Their creations will be featured in the TWID, and they'll be rewarded with the Art of the Week or Movie of the Week emblem, as well as the very special Draconis Tetrachroma emblem. Don't forget to include your Bungie ID in your submission so we can find you. There's the emblem. It looks really nice. Season of the Wish launch updates. With the launch of Season of the Wish, we've got a lot of great feedback and discussion that we shared our thoughts on. Here are the highlights of each topic. Blind Well. One of our goals is to make sure players know from the start that there is increased difficulty and new loot for this activity. It's also not an activity you'll have to do every week. They won't need to return to the Blind Well until week 6. We'll have one seasonable challenge tied to the Blind Well later in the season and one heroic Blind Well completion requirement for the seal, Riven's Lair, and the Coil. Our goal was for the loot to be front and center, especially for players who go for a platinum score. As this is only week 1, just a reminder that different paths through the Coil will be rotating each week. From our early observation, the shard economy is too unforgiving and the team is looking to improve upon this. PvP updates. Control will be available as a selectable mode while Checkmate control is active. We have no plans to turn Checkmate on across all of Crucible. Instead, we're aiming for a midway point for ability cooldowns and weapon cooldowns that doesn't result in specific weapons dominating. We are aware of some issues with Checkmate's special ammo implementation, and we're trying various new approaches to improve this system. We'll be regularly tuning Checkmate's TTK, time to kill, or our target going forward is to keep optimal TTK consistent with the current Crucible sandbox. We'll be looking to reduce body shot damage. The end result will increase the skill gap where consistent headshots are rewarded with faster TTKs. We are aware that the spawn issues in Countdown Rush on the Citadel map and Multiplex will be temporarily disabling these maps in competitive. Okay. New Rocket Sidearm. The new sidearm archetype should give more opportunity to counteract barrier champions with this season artifacts. Fireteam Finder updates. Known issue. The auto-selected launch screen after summoning your fireteam to orbit isn't respecting existing checkpoints. Our next beta will add additional options into Title Builder and help convey your lobby's purchase. Check out original posts 1, 2, and 3 for the Destiny 2's update on the Fireteam Finder beta. Vault from Orbit. We have a fix for a bug allowing players to vault from an activity without the proper UI or full Fireteam support. Due to positive reception for this bug, we plan to revert this fix in January update. Our goal is to allow your full Fireteam to be able to vault from anywhere in an update after the final shape. Orb cooldown changes. This is a big one that even I have issues with. We've been monitoring feedback around orb creation and cooldowns and have a change going with our next update currently targeted for next week. Equipping multiple copies of the armor mods Heavy-Handed, Firepower, and Reaper will now decrease orb creation cooldown. See, I have a problem with this in particular. Heavy-Handed, Firepower, and Reaper are all 3 mod costs. So you're telling me to have a 5-second cooldown for a grenade kill, I now have to have 6 energy taken up on my gauntlets when there are other things that I wish to put on my gauntlets. I understand they're trying to do the whole build crafting thing, but this kills build crafting because now I can't build craft into other things alongside this, and I think it's a big pain. I think 5 seconds should be the base cooldown for these mods. Flat out, period. I don't notice it so much when I play with other people, but by myself, the reduced orb generation is highly noticeable, and I think that's what they're targeting, but still overall, this is a very bad change in my opinion. As someone who does a lot of build crafting, horrible change for the orb cooldowns. Focusing cost changes. We're reducing the focusing cost for ritual vendors in next week's update. All Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard Ops legacy focusing will cost 3 engrams. Unobtained Nightfall weapons will still cost 5 engrams. This is good for people who just want to buy things. Fireteam Finder beta is live. Thank you all for participating in the raid's stress test last week, Guardians. It was a successful event where we watched teams formed and successfully clean raids. An impressive 42% of all participants cleared their raids, with new fire teams only taking 7 more minutes on average than pre-made fire teams. That's pretty good. The test went so well that we were even able to turn on all activities for the last hour of the test. We gathered a lot of valuable data to help make the necessary tweaks and improvements. Yesterday, we opened the Fireteam Finder beta with access to all activities. If you want to grab a fireteam for Warlord's Ruin or maybe do a run through the Coil for some seasonal weapons and armor, now is your chance. Remember to play nice, pay attention to the tags, and honor the oath. There are 2 ways to access Fireteam Finder. From the director using the rosters tab, using the Fireteam Finder access point found on every activity's launch screen. In both cases, you'll be able to search for a fireteam or create a listing using a series of options to specify the group that you're trying to build. And that's really it. We have some known issues here. There's a bunch of them. There's nothing too crazy that I'm seeing. So yeah, that's nothing crazy. And there we have it for this week's In Destiny. We look forward to seeing your real-life holiday dessert skills on display. Meanwhile, spend some more time with your old pal Riven. either gathering her eggs or completing runs in the coil. You could also go deep into the Warlord's Ruin and maybe try to complete it solo for the title, or if you prefer, you can just spread some fiery mayhem with Dragon's Breath in order to unlock its catalyst. Whichever way you're enjoying the new season, have fun. Thanks for hanging out with us, the Destiny 2 community team. Overall, my biggest complaint, even if just for the whole season, is the orb creation. I mentioned it earlier, it's a really bad change. The fact that we now have to triple stack and spend 9 or 6 or whatever of our already very bogged down gauntlets makes it very, very hard to build into grenade things. That's really my only complaint about this. The dawning, as usual, is usually pretty fun. It's actually one of the events that I really like because we can complete it by doing whatever we want, however we want. But that is the TWID/TWAB for this week. Let me know what you're most excited for down in the comments. Like and subscribe if you want to keep seeing more, and I'll see you guys in the next video.